What is up, guys? It's your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip, and today I'm going to be breaking down Sub-Zero. I don't care what anyone has to say about this character. This character is also top tier. This character has literally everything. He's like Scorpion, but he's a little different. And I feel like, for the most part, I have to be honest with you guys, a lot of people who play Sub-Zero or just play Mortal Kombat in general, you guys do not lab correctly, and you guys are so boring with your playstyle. There's so many cool things that you can do with Sub-Zero. I probably won't tell you all because I expect you guys to go in the lab and figure things out for yourself, but I also wanted to show you guys how I would play Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero is one of my favorite characters and my most played character in MKX. I used to play Cryomancer, probably was the best Cryomancer besides the other, Sonic Fox and whoever else played him, but I think most people just play Grandmaster. But as far as in Cryomaster, I have so many setups, combos, and things you've never seen with that character ever. And this is just one of my favorite characters. Anyway, I'm tired of boasting about myself. I wanted to explain to you guys on how Sub-Zero is supposed to be played, and then I'm going to explain to you guys how most people play him, and then on top of that, I'll explain to you guys on why I play him the way I do. So let's get right into it. Now, when it comes to Sub-Zero main thing is all about space control. There's a lot of characters in this game that play off of space control. Usually, in my opinion, when there's characters that don't have insanely good defense, they usually have really good space control. I don't know why. I could just be assuming this, but as far as in like Quan Chi, Shang Tsung, and a lot of other characters that I don't want to go into details about, they usually don't have good buttons, but space control is like their number one thing. So with that being said, again, this character plays off of just the fact that he can space control, and one of the beauties of playing off of space control and the pace of the game is that you can play in a way where your opponent has to respect you, and then you have to think to yourself, why is it that my opponent has to respect you? Great question. The reason why most of your opponents have to respect Sub-Zero is because this is Ice Clone. Ice Clone can take a couple hits of it could take a hit of a projectile, depending on what projectile it is. Even if it's enhanced, it can even take it. But I know, like I want to say like not Ashra, Sindel, or Tanya, I think their fireball, and Liu Kang, I think their fireballs go through it. But nonetheless, it can absorb the hit of a projectile, and it actually sometimes take the trade if their opponent wanted to challenge them at a sense where they feel like they can get a projectile off. Sometimes it may trade and they get a combo from it. And Ice Ball freezes for a very long time where you can actually dash up and you can actually take your turn back. So utilize it as much as you can. And then on top of that, the beauty of this move now, you can do things like this. And this will allow you to get an extended combo as well, if you don't want to just use the fireball. And let's say you dash up and then you're going to see your combo, and so on and so forth, right? Another thing is he plays really well off of these moves. And the reason why I say these are really good moves, he plays off these moves, because up close, I believe they're negative. So you don't want to use it as like, you don't want to do something like this because that's negative. You don't want to do something like this because certain characters can punish it. So you have to play in a way where it makes sense to you and your opponent. That's my number one thing when I tell people how to break a character down, or if you're trying to figure out how to play a character, it has to make sense to you, and it also has to make sense to your opponent. Now, as far as in them getting mixed, that's a different discussion. But as far as in like your game plan and what you want to do, it has to make sense, right? And the reason why it has to make sense is because then you start getting respect. When your opponent understands what you're trying to do, you start getting respect. But sometimes you want your opponent to be disrespectful, and that comes with knowledge checking. And since some characters can be very big on knowledge checking, if they try to play disrespectful, they'll get blown up for it. Just like Ashra. Ashra's a big knowledge check. You want to jump in on her, you're gonna get stand to, so on and so forth. But anyway, I also wanted to show you that like he has really good buttons. Like this right here is a really good button for checking your opponent, so he doesn't really have to resort to down wanting someone. He can just throw this out and give them a sense of like, hey, you're not dashing in on me. And this itself can be really strong, because then you can dash up and down 4 and stuff like that, because now that your opponent is going to back up, they're trying to whip punish stand 2, you can dash up down 4. You can also create more mind games by doing that, and then sitting behind your clone, because all Sub-Zeros love doing this, let's be honest. So if you want to play off your clone, you could do that in a sense. Just play off the spacing, and then you have a really good throw where you can actually dash up and grab your opponent. And if you don't want to dash up and grab them, you can also do a low like this, and it's -5. most of the time people mash after or armor, but it just puts your opponent in a situation where like, damn, do I want to do a high here? Do I want to down poke him to make sure he doesn't poke me back? You can create those type of mind games with this character, and it's really strong. In my opinion, you can do that with most of his strings as well. Like this string right here, it's like, damn, do I take a do a down poke, or do I use a mid? I don't have any mids. It's hard to fight against this character. You get what I'm saying? So certain things can make it tough when you play like this too. This is really strong. Like if you're gonna do Ice Clone, put it to where it's further away from your opponent so they can't punish it, but there's still ways that your opponent can punish it. This sometimes can be risky depending on what character you're fighting against. Like if you're playing against Tanya, you're giving her enough space to be able to do stand 3, and she can get a full combo off of it. So just be careful depending on what character you're playing against. Sometimes your opponent will be looking for you to use Ice Clone, so in that sense you don't have to use Ice Clone, and you can create mind games off of it. Again, you have great buttons like your down 4, your down 1, your stand 2, and your forward 1 is insanely good. It's really good for checking your opponent. You can do like dashes and dash back into another button as well, so I can set the AI to do something like this. This will also help you understand how to break down your moves and like what you can get right. So like if I wanted to, I can go here, go there, do this, right, and then I can do this, and I can punish that. Let's see if I can get it. It's kind of hard. He has a small hitbox. There it is. So you can do things like this, and then you can get your combos and whatever the combo that you want to go for. But really, his buttons are really strong because you can do things like this. You can also do things like this. What is it? This is like an auto footsies, because you don't have to back up. You just react to them like pressing, and then you get a combo off of it. That's one of the unique things about Sub-Zero. Not every character has something like this, but he does in particular, just because how well he is at spacing and opening up your opponent with great buttons. So like boom, this is really good. And he has a forward one that's a mid. That's really strong. He needs that because he doesn't get no combo off of like something like this. Like if I wanted to, I can't do this. This doesn't work. So like you just have to think with this character a little more. You can't do overhead because it's too slow. So you will result to just using this string. That's really strong. Another thing about this character too is his sweep. In my opinion, his sweep is great. It's another one of those strings where you can actually punish your opponent for not taking their turn back correctly, and you can actually react to them poking. You'd be like, oh, you dumb bitch. But and since it's -7, your opponent can like dash up and down poke you or something like that, or down 3 you. But a lot of times your opponent would just try to poke or something like that. And this is a knowledge check itself, because if your opponent doesn't know, then you can do something like this. And then while they start figuring out how to play it, you can back up and stuff like that. His overhead, in my opinion, is really strong if you utilize it with a cameo. Again, I don't want to talk about cameos. That's a whole nother discussion. And if you guys want me to like show you some tech that you can do with his overhead to create mind games, I can do that for you. But right now, the main focus is to break this character down for you guys. And then another thing too about this character is that like this move, I haven't gotten too much into this move, but this move is really strong in neutral. It's very slow, so sometimes it throws your opponent off. They try to flawless block sometimes and they get blown up for it. They also try to like walk you down, and since it comes out a little slow, it just throws them off. So sometimes they get hit by it, especially on a hard knockdown when they try to wake up and then maybe block and they're not blocking correctly, and they get hit by it again, and then they fall to the ground, and it just rinse and repeat. In my opinion, it's super strong, but you just have to learn how to utilize it. It's not a move that you use up close. It's something that you want to use further away. This move right here in the neutral is really strong because it's considered a hit, so you get first hit. So this character is always going to easily get first hit. All you have to do is back up and then do this, and you get first hit. It's insane. But anyway, you can always guarantee the first round, first hit, which is really strong. You also control the space of the game, which is really strong. You have auto footsies, which is really strong. You have a forward one that's a mid, which is really strong. You have so many tools that help you in the neutral rather than up close. So since he plays off the neutral rather than up close, I think a #1 thing that a lot of Sub-Zeros do that is completely incorrect is when you guys start ending your combo with slide. That is the worst thing that you can do. I think slide is good when you're playing with a certain cameo that's going to complement you, like Sub-Zero, like with this, or if I was using like a Cyrax or anything like that. or maybe like Striker or Kano. But if you're going to be playing with like most of you guys play with like Chameleon, or you guys play with whatever the cameo it is that's not like an ambush type character, that's going to complement you guys, I don't recommend ending with Sly, because the way that this character is played, I feel like he's played, he does really well at like ending his opportunity in certain ways, right? So like if you wanted to do something like this, it's really hard to sit here and say I'm gonna do ice clone, but you can on wake up, because I believe it breaks armor. So like, let me see something really quick. I know that when I would play Kung Lao against like against Sub-Zero, I could get blown up for waking up against this character. So I want to figure something out really quick. I'm gonna set the AI to do this. I'm gonna do a combo that's gonna lead to the corner. So I'm gonna do boom, 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 boom. So you can do things like that. I don't even think you have to amplify it. I'm gonna try it one more time. I don't think you have to amplify it, right? Oh, maybe I do. I'm just doing a basic combo. So you can do things like this. This is really strong. And this is another way that I would use clone. If you wanted to do something like this to bait it, I would never ever not wake up, like do a button into Kano. I mean into clone, because it doesn't make sense not to, because it would throw your opponent off guard, and then on top of that, it makes them not want to wake up button, and it also makes them not want to jump, and it also makes them not want to armor. So when you play like that, it makes your opponent very scared. There's another thing that you can do with Sub-Zero that a lot of players don't do. I would say 100% of players don't do, is that utilizing this as much as possible. The point of the matter is that you want to utilize the character, all its special moves, as much as possible. So you want to use this as much as possible, clone as much as possible, and this as much as possible. The problem is a lot of times people use this, the EX version, just to get a combo. But think about it in a sense where it's like, okay, what was the whole point of doing the regular one? Oh, great question. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when you want to utilize the wake up option right here. So for example, if you can do something like this. Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. There's so many different ways that you can do it, and I was just thinking like, which one that I want to show you guys first. You can do something like this, and they can't wake up off that. And then you can get combos off things that you want. And then, you know, in the corner, you can do this now. There's so many things that you can do, but in reality, right, if you want to stay full screen against certain characters because they're frustrated for whatever reason, you can actually just do this, and it will stop them from waking up. You also can even do this on wake up as well, and I'll explain to you guys why it's so good, right? So if I do it correctly, I suck. Let me just show you real quick, man. See how she delayed right there? She can't jump. Like if I do it correctly, right? See how she can't jump right there? So what I was trying to explain to a lot of people about this character, what makes him really strong, is the space control, but the fact that he can use ice to slow down every fucking thing that you do, it's actually insane. I don't know if it works on Fatal Blow. We'll figure out in a second. I only took this character in the lab for like 5 minutes, I promise you, and I was like, oh, that works, okay, because I was sitting here wondering like, yo, this is strong, this is really good. Now I knew that you can do this, but I never knew the setups that come with it. I'm pretty sure you guys will probably find even better setups that like gel into this, and you know, it'll be helpful for you guys to figure it out. But this stuff is really strong against like wake up jump or people who want to wake up armor, because it's all the same timing. It's just that you just got to be perfect timing with it. So I'll explain to you guys again. So like if you want to do something like this, hold on, let me get better at this. You can do something like this. Hold on, and you could react to them jumping, and that's what OS their options. And it will OS both options too. Like if they wanted to wake up armor, they can't. The only thing they can do here is just like a backup. Like if they wanted to, they can back up, because that would be your flow chart. But if they do wake up, you can also do things like this. Hold on, let me make sure I did it correctly. Sucks. You can do a slide and catch them if you make the read right. But in reality, my read will always be this, and then maybe do ice clone after, because they can't even wake up at all. They can't even armor either. Another thing that you can do with this character that like if you don't have meter, there's two different anti-airs you can do with this character, especially like cross ups. Like if your opponent wanted to jump at you, you can do things like this. You can do like this. You can do something like that to catch them. Like you can do that. And that combos. Or you can do something like this. That's going to be your most damaging. Amplifying it. Or if you have a bar, you can also do something like this. And get combo off of that as well. That's really strong. So in my opinion, it's all about utilizing the character as much as possible. Another thing too about this character is that your whole goal, in my opinion, is kind of like with Shang Tsung. You know how when Shang Tsung does his spikes because you jumped at him? It's the same principle when you're using Sub-Zero. You want your opponent to think they can jump at you, and you want to hide underneath your clone, and you want to be in front of your clone in certain situations too. But like sometimes you can do things like this and be in front of it, and then maybe just bait them to like come towards you and stuff like that. Because if they want, like if Scorpion wanted to come behind you for whatever reason, pause, he can probably like punish you for just being behind your clone. So it's always good to be underneath it or in front of it. That's really helpful, but sometimes that can be a hinder, because a lot of times your hitbox can be the first thing that's hit underneath the clone. So just be careful with that. But again, like I always tell everybody, with Sub-Zero, your whole goal is just to space control. That's all you want to do and frustrate your opponent. When you play too aggressive up close with this character, you are not utilizing this character correctly, because this character is all about frustrating you. The same way with like Scorpion, they play off the spacing. Their spacing is insanely good. The only time that you want to go in is if you have a certain cameo that's going to complement it, but then again, it's just taken away from other aspects of the character that's really strong when you play super aggressive. I also wanted to mention that now, like with the new update, I'm pretty sure all the Sub-Zeros know that with the new update, you can also in the corner you can do like stuff for free. So now you can do like this for free. Oh, I'm ass. I know. I hear it all the time. You can do this now. Okay. Okay. I want to go backwards. You can do this now, and this is all meterless. And I'm pretty sure you guys will find a way better route than I have with that. But like, you do something like that too. Whatever the case may be, whatever, right? It's not about cameos. I just wanted to show you guys that you could do something like that as well. With this character now, that's probably one of the biggest updates. It's just because this is larger now and it has a bigger hurt box, so you're able to like combo off of it and so on and so forth. So it's really strong in the corner if you learn how to utilize it. So now you can do things like that. And whatever, right? So that's really about it with this character as far as like the new update for him. Just utilize this as much as possible and create mind games off of it. So hide behind your clone, create mind games like this. If you're slowly chipping at them, and that's actually enough chip, to be honest with you. Just doing this a lot, this is strong. And it starts to add up, and it makes your opponent have to jump because they're not going to want to take that as much. So just utilize the character as much as possible. That's really what I'm saying. Anyway, so now we're going to figure out and see if you could be safe after fatal blow. Let's just see real quick, right? Yeah, I'm doing the most basic combo. Yeah, I know. And I'm a block after. Let's see what happens. Okay, I think I messed up. It's hard to do this by yourself. Alright, let's see. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I'm gonna do the overhead just to make sure that the time is the same. Okay, cool. All right, now we do Fatal Blow. That's considered a counter. It's so hard to tell though. But I block right after, so maybe it's not real. Oh, because he's pressing right there. Why is he pressing? The computer's not doing. This is the shit that be pissing me off. Okay, so I'm trying to think of a way that I can show you guys because I want them to wake up Fatal Blow. Let me see something. Yep, delay mode on. I just want him to do first one. Yeah, it's hard. But I think it's safe. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's safe. You guys can beat me up if it's not. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it's safe. I'm blocking. Okay, let's see. Please. Okay, so it's safe. Okay, just had to make sure that's all I was worried about. And I am playing with a broken controller, so I apologize for getting input errors, guys. I'll probably get a new controller soon. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions about Sub-Zero, I'm glad to answer any questions. Again, this video has nothing to do with cameos and how to play with Sub-Zero and cameos. This is just to break down this character, and it's up to you guys to figure out how to play that character. Again, I appreciate you guys as always. I'm out. Have a good one.